was very unsettled.
You were unsettled when I met you.
Very.
It was so funny because I remember I was talking to some guys the other night in the green room about when I met you. I was like, I had come to LA and I was just so not used to actors. I was so not used to those kind of people. But I was so used to like comics and degenerate pool hall people. And then I met you and I was like, oh, I know you.
This is a
like
combination.
I knew you. I knew you right away. You and I became friends
Quickly.
like that.
Quickly.
Like that. I remember like there's so many people that got weirded out by you. It was so funny when I bring you around like news radio.
With the leather jacket.
Joey was building a football player back then, and you would go into the green room where all the executives, and you were eating all the shrimp cocktail, and they were scared to say anything because like that room was separated from everybody else's green room. So they had their own thing where they go in there and everything was catered and beautiful and champagne and you just strolled in there and started eating shrimp cocktail. And they're like, who's this criminal-looking fellow who's eating our shrimp cocktail?
Well, they had the table with the regular food, and I remember they had chili. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget that. They had the best chili in the world. I was broke, I was hungry, and I must have ate 10 bowls of it. And then I looked over, and there's all these little white dudes with, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they had the jumbo shrimp and the thing. So I walked right in there, right past them. They're like, ugh. And I just started mingling with them. Great show. Great script. Tremendous actor, Andy Dick. And that was it. And then they came to you, and you were dying to laugh. And you're like, Joe, you can't. They just, boom. And then the time with the Man Show.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, we had some times with that one.
I think the first, 8 years, you were like, I don't know if I can handle this guy.
What are you talking about? I did my best.
Do you remember at Stand Up New York with Sussman when I went off on the owner?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
During August, for Fear Factor, we went in there, and he's like, you're not going to get a spot tonight. I go, I didn't ask for a fucking spot, you asshole. He just looked at me, and Sussman was like, what the fuck, Joey? I didn't like that dude, so. But no, at the beginning, I know that you were shaking your head like, this guy's not.
Yeah, but it made me comfortable. I love being around you because I know people like you. I understand you. I didn't understand actors. It made me so uncomfortable because I never knew who they really were. I never knew what they really thought. They were never present with you. Not all of them, but it was just there was enough of them out there that were trying to make it in Hollywood, and they were putting on a show for everybody, everywhere they went. So you never really knew who they were. With you, I was right away. I was like, oh, I know guys like you. Right away.
It was rough those couple years because I would go to meetings and stuff, and people go, I don't know.
Yeah, you were rough. You were rough.
Rough. Dude. I was like, I don't know. And then I remember I went to HBO. Somebody got me a meeting at HBO, in '98. And I had no success at all. I wasn't having any success at all, except for the Comedy Store. And I went to that meeting, and something, I went with, actors and agents, and you know how proper they are.
Yeah.
This is an idea about the future of this show, right. And I could just take it for so long, and I just went. And I talked about growing up in a funeral parlor, picking up bodies, going to fucking JFK and bringing the bodies back and slinging them in the mouth. The guy's body, the mouth would open on the body because my friend had a funeral parlor. And they were like, hold on one second, this is stunning. And I just started going off on them, and they're like, we want to hear more. Put these together in notes for me. And I was like, okay. And then after the new year, I gave them the notes. And I was on fire. I didn't tell anybody about this. Some guy hip-pocketed me and took me to a meeting. And that was 6 Feet Under.
Oh.
So we were on, I was like, okay. And they were like, we don't know if this is going to work. But then they turned me down. They go, we like the idea, but funeral ideas haven't worked. After this went on for 2 months. And then 6 months later, fucking 6 Feet Under came out.
Oh, they just took your idea.
I don't think they took my idea.
Listen, that happens all the time.
I thought they had it in development. But my idea was completely different. It was about two hoodlums who worked in a funeral parlor.
Right.
It wasn't about whatever that show turned out.
But I think the concept is just constantly handling dead people. There's something about that never was really covered before. That's got to affect the way people see life. I remember the first time I saw my grandfather was in an open casket. And the first time I saw his body, I remember immediately, it was very interesting because one of the first things I felt was oh, he's not there. It's not just that someone's not alive anymore. He wasn't there. that was when I started wondering. I wonder if a soul is a real thing. I wonder what that is. That concept of what is the force inside of someone that causes them to be alive. You sense it when you're around them. Because the strange thing about dead bodies is not just that they're a human body that's dead. It's also there's no one there. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a feeling that's very intangible. There's a feeling when you're around a person. Like there's a person there. When the person's not there, it's like, oh, he's not there anymore.
There's no energy. There's nothing coming from the body. There's nothing.
It's not as simple as the heart's not beating and the lungs aren't catching oxygen. It's something more. It's like you feel it. You know, I don't know if it's real. And it's also, when you're looking at a body that's in an open casket, it's been drenched in formaldehyde and covered in makeup. It's very odd. Very odd.
Now, they say that when you die, you lose how much pounds?
I don't think that's real.
That's because
21 grams. I think
21 grams. That's a movie that dude made.
Well, let's see if that is that. What was that based on? That was based on some sort of a study, but from what I understand, it's not real. I don't think your soul would weigh anything. Why would it have to weigh anything?
It's just a spirit.
Yeah, like
it's just an energy.
Well, does electricity weigh anything?
I grew up going to a lot of wakes early on.
Yeah.
Like when you watch The Sopranos, they go to a wake every other week.
Mm-hmm.
In Jersey, you're in a wake every other week. I've been there 3 years, and I've already could have gone to like 18 wakes. I've been to maybe 2 or 3 of them. But in 3 years, wakes are big. But you look at the whole process of a wake. I would never let my daughter go to a wake now until she's 18, just because the effects it did to me. I don't remember my father's wake, but I remember my friends' wakes from grammar school, and I remember my mother's wakes. And those 3 wakes fucked me up. To the point where somebody else died when I was like a junior or a senior in high school, and I didn't go to that wake. Like I was like, I've had enough of wakes. I don't think it's healthy. I don't know. For me, it wasn't. I got exposed to it at a young age, and it wasn't healthy, man. It fucked with me for a long time. I watched The Exorcist. It didn't fuck with me as much as those caskets fucked with me. So when my buddy had the funeral parlor years later, I volunteered for the job because I didn't want to have that creepiness between us, and that eliminated. I saw how he responded to it. It was like an everyday thing. It was like you lifting kettlebells, him picking up a dead body, putting him down. You know, I saw how you
get numb.
You're numb to that.
Yeah.
That's the, but it's so weird how it's like the #1 career to get into, and nobody will get into. Think about it. It pays off the bat.